Hello and welcome. Chess is a game of understanding the next move. However, an aptly use of minds in a language define how forecasting a person should be in his own mind. Imagine a lethal combination of someone who has grasped not only over the chess moves but also of more than 5 languages. Please welcome my guest of honor today, Svitlana Demchenko. She's a WIM from Canada, who's also a biomedical student by profession whose approach towards success is not limited to the chessboard, but her innate curiosity to dive into different activities. This definitely inspires us to never say no to exploring. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for such a nice introduction and for bringing me here. I'm excited to see your compositions.
Yeah, well, these are compositions by many authors from around the world, which I've gathered so that it's fun and entertaining for viewers, and of course for you when you're solving. So do you want to start with the first one?
Sure, let's get to it.
It's quite an unorthodox one. So you have to place 2 kings and 2 white rooks on the board so that white to play can mate in 1 in 4 different ways.
In 4 different ways, okay.
So a white king, a black king, and 2 rooks, so that there are 4 different mate in 1s, essentially.
Okay, well, my initial thought is that this has to be some sort of trick with castling involved.
Okay, go on.
So maybe I'll put the first rook, I'm just gonna try it out, the first rook on like a2, and then, rook, let's say on a1.
Okay.
And then if I put the king, actually let's put the rook on h1 and then the king on e1.
Okay.
And then the king on c1. So we have to make it white to move, right?
Yeah.
So king e2 is mate.
That's one.
King f2 is mate, and then castles is also mate.
Yeah, you've got 3, 1 more left.
Yeah, but then there's one more. And that I'm not sure about. Okay. Let's see. What if actually the king is on a1 and then the rook is on c2? So then the king on d2 is also mate?
Perfect. I mean, you solved it in like 10 seconds or something. That's why I had prepared many different hard ones. So that you. But exactly.
I'm glad we're off to a good start because I don't do these types of exercises a lot at all. So I'm excited to see which other ones.
It was perfect. I mean, you spotted castling very quickly, and I think it's somewhat evident that a problem guy is giving a composition which is seemingly easy yet deceptive, so there must be something tough underneath, and it was castling perfectly spotted. So there are 4 different mates, like you said: king d2, king e2, king f2, and castles mate. Perfect. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? This one is different, the one of retrograde analysis, and this position is perfectly legal, but your task is to find out what was the last move played.
And who is it to play right now?
I can't tell you. You just have to say. You have to tell what is the last move played.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So I see that the black king is sort of stuck there, so it couldn't have been black's king. Well, it could have been black's king last move from a4 to a3, so that's possible. Okay. I'm curious how the bishop even got to b1, first of all.
Yeah.
That's the tough part, and I guess that's the strange thing about this position.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm gonna think about how the bishop got there. Or is that even part of the solution?
Well, the solution is literally only one move, but the process behind, calculating everything, yeah, that's part of
Okay.
it.
Okay.
On the right track. I think the process of elimination is one of the most tried and tested methods, and it's correct here as well. I guess we can first look at which color moved last. Was it white or black?
Okay, so white king couldn't have moved last. The bishop could have moved from a2 to b1, even though it's a bit strange still. And then the pawns could not have moved last other than a2 capturing b3.
And that's where we hit a roadblock, don't we? If you say a2 takes b3, then how in the world did this bishop come here?
Yeah, that's true. So that's not a possible last move.
Yeah, exactly.
And black could not have moved their bishop last because it can't be a check on b2.
Okay.
And it couldn't have come from the other diagonal. So I assume that the bishop could not have moved last, and the king could have only moved from a4.
Yeah, let's look at this king, right? So let's say the last move was king a4 to a3. Then what was last move of white?
Yeah, so I think now I know how the bishop got there. The pawn used to be on b2.
Yeah.
So then the bishop, let's say before that, went from f1 to c4. Then from c4 to a2, then from a2 to b1, and only then the pawn moved from b2 to b3. Meanwhile, the other one comes there from taking from a3 to b4.
Correct.
So I think the last move by black was, was the king was there, our pawn went to b3, and then the king went to a3.
Okay, but let's just look into it further before we stop, What was white's last move here?
Yeah, white's last move is actually b3, but then how did the bishop get to c1?
Exactly. I mean, it's just trapped, isn't it? And it couldn't even have promoted.
Right.
And similarly, a capture wouldn't suffice because then this bishop would be.
Okay. So then, maybe as you said, the a2 it was maybe white's move, where the bishop went from a2 to b1.
Okay, but again, let's not stop there. If we go bishop a2 to b1, what was black's last move?
Yeah, what is black's last move in that case?
Exactly, same thing.
I don't think there is a legal one in that case.
Yeah, but I think we're missing something. You're on the right track. So white was, last move was of white, but what was it?
Okay, so maybe it's also possible. No, I don't think it's possible to get the pawn confirmation. I'm trying to think if c takes b4 is possible, but it seems like it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Okay, well, let's see. C into b4.
Because of the bishop.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be trapped in, right? And the important thing is, we know this pawn must have come from b2. So then the pawn on b3 must have come from a2. But if that's the case, then how did this bishop come in the first place?
Right. Yeah, okay, so then maybe I'm missing one of the possible last moves. Bishop to b1 was one of them, the king can't move. And then the king Am I missing one more possible move?
No. Well, I don't know how to say this. Because if I tell you, I'll give it away,
Oh, what was black's last move? Oh, maybe there was a piece on b1.
Go on, yes.
I don't know which. Oh, I guess it cannot be the queen because then the queen cannot get in there without giving further illegal checks.
Perfect.
The rook, it's a bit weird. So maybe it's the knight because that's the one that can jump over these pawns without the problems.
And again, you've done it. This was indeed the last move.
Okay.
And after which everything unravels because, knight goes back to c3, bishop comes back, and so on and so forth. But it's interesting to note why it's not the rook as well. Because here, then black's last move must have been rook b2 to b1. And then white's last move must have been bishop b1 to a2, after which we're again stuck in a roadblock. What is black's last move? And so, but yes, perfect. So white's last move was indeed bishop a2 takes knight on b1. Amazing.
Yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah, well, if it was fun, I'm gonna give you another one like that. Here, again, same thing. What was the last move? Nothing else.
Okay, well, I'll do the process of elimination like all the last times. The black rook, I don't see how it could have moved because then it would have been the check on b1.
Agreed.
The king, black's king could have moved from b4 to a3, so that one stays possible. And white's pawns are the ones that are confusing. So what if it was the king standing on b4 last, but then we have to think what was white's last move, and that's also unclear. So if there was a piece on a3, if it was a knight again, then
yep, you've done it. You've done it, exactly. Okay.
It's now that I know that a piece must have been there, that's so it makes it easier for me.
I mean, not always, but yes, many times composer make it so that you don't think about that, oh, you have to capture a piece as well, because that doesn't come almost naturally. Okay, well, good thing I have another problem in store so that I can give. This one is a little bit more complex. Essentially, you have to, this position right now is illegal. And now you have to add a piece. You have to add a piece so that this position becomes legal.
I'm saying that it was maybe illegal because there is no way that the rook could come to a3 on the last move.
Oh, there's one more very much glaring error, that both kings are in check.
Oh, the pawns are going down. Oh,
yeah.
I thought the pawns were going up.
No, they're going down.
Okay, that makes it even harder. Okay. Yeah, okay. How are they both kings in check? Okay, the pawns. Do I need to worry about how the pawns got there?
I can't tell you much. Like I said, it's a retrograde analysis. You have to look backwards and forwards.
Okay. So the a pawn, that one could have been okay. So I think a lot of these pawns could have come from the E, F, and the G, H files that could have kept capturing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pawns, so all of them are left. And I need to add a piece that would have made it legal. Can I place a piece that would take one of black's pawns?
No, you can't keep it on top of them. You have to keep it like separate. So, for instance.
Because I was hoping that what I'm going to do for white right now, I was like, maybe I can put the bishop on a2 and then capture the pawn on b3 and make that a checkmate.
No. Wait, you don't have to checkmate here. You just have to make it legal.
Yeah, but I thought that would make the position legal to remove one of the checks and then also do a discovery check, but that doesn't work.
No, it's just, this position is illegal right now. Add a piece, make it legal. Doesn't matter what piece, doesn't matter which color the piece is. Just add a piece.
So maybe going from that idea, adding a piece on a2 would have to work so that only one king is in check.
Yeah. Which piece?
Yeah, which piece? Well, you seem to like knights, so maybe I can try the knight for now.
Oh, I think I've tricked you in that. Which color is the knight?
Does it matter? I guess it does. Okay, so maybe it's back to the pawns, because these pawns must have captured so many times to really get where they are. So how many of White's pieces were captured? So I think at least one to get the C pawn to the B file, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I think I counted 14. And how many of White's pieces there were? Okay, there were quite a bit, so I guess... Oh, wait. 8 pawns. And then, yeah, so all of White's pieces must have been captured for the pawns to get to those squares.
Yes.
So does it have to be a black piece on A2? Maybe the black knight for now?
Okay, I think I made it too easy, did I? Okay, I might have
I wouldn't say that one was easy. It took a lot of different aspects of it. Like, I didn't know if the pawns mattered or if the the way you did help me though was to telling me that the pawns are going down, because otherwise I first imagined that they're going up.
Yeah, if they were going up, it would have been a bit too easy. Yes. But yeah, it's a black knight. Okay, but tell me this: why is it not a black bishop? That should challenge you.
Well, it's kind of hard for it to get there with all of the pawns, and I guess it just couldn't have come from B1. I don't know the exact reason.
I need concrete evidence, like they say.
Right. I don't know how it would get there with all of the pawns. So let's see. If the bishop is on A2, then Black's last move is pawn B3.
Okay, let's go a little bit back. Where did the bishop originate from?
Oh, yeah. Well, now you're on my side. You're helping me a lot. From C8.
Yeah.
And these pawns haven't moved.
Exactly. If they haven't moved, how did this bishop come out? And
yeah,
so
the
bishop is ruled out, and knight is the right answer. Okay, I think I should give you one which does not involve knights. So, here is one, and this is somewhat complicated. You're supposed to retract the last move. Okay?
Okay, the pawns are going up this time?
Yeah, it's white. Yeah, they're going up.
Okay, good. Clarified that.
I think there are numberings on the board as well. 7,
yes,
8.
It is. I don't know why in the last one I was confused.
Okay, yeah, so I'll tell you the stipulation. The last move must be retracted, and you're supposed to tell me who wins.
Oh, who wins?
Yeah. So there's a chess element to it as well.
Okay. There's nothing that says whether it's white or black?
No, but I think it's pretty much evident on the board which color it is, yeah?
Okay, well, both of them are in check right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to think whose move was the last
Exactly.
one. Okay, this one seems harder.
By the way, this position was something which I had not prepared beforehand, but it turns out I think you needed it.
Okay, so you need we need the last move, and the position was legal on the last move.
Yeah.
But now it became illegal, so I don't.
Well,
so I'm just.
Go on.
Because I don't understand how this position is legal. That's the only thing. Okay, so we have to think of the last move that was played. And so the one that I would be retracting to is legal. Yeah.
Okay. So this basically is a rules-based problem. So it's actually It's looking at a rule in the chess, the big chess law book, in which there's a loophole, and so it's exploiting that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I'm gonna try to think about en passant and how that may have worked here.
Go on. You're on the right track again.
Oh, maybe black pawn went from d7 to d5 to check white, and then wait, but then how does white recapture it without being in check?
Go on.
Okay, wait, so if the pawn goes from d7 to d5, that defends from the black check, that defends black from check, and then it checks white at the same time. But then white is not allowed to recapture, right?
And this is where the loophole exists. So white makes the illegal en passant capture, and the person who's playing the game does not see that. And by the rules of chess, he must retract the illegal capture.
Okay.
And so you know how there's like the touch move, right? So if you touch the e5 pawn, you have to move it. Mm-hmm. But technically he cannot move it because it's illegal. So then white is free to play whatever move he wants. Mm-hmm. And so what move would he play in this situation?
Well, taking the bishop is the only...
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And so finally, answer the question, who wins?
Okay. So there is a lot of white pawns, but let's see, maybe there is a trick to that. Because it's black to play. It's black to play, is there any... I'm trying to look for any stalemates too. But, well, okay, the easy answer is white, but is there a trick to it?
I'd need one answer, because at this rate I cannot give you hints.
Okay. Okay, so it's black to play. Let me think what they would do. They can move the knight. Yeah, I guess the knight or the king. And once that happens, then one of the pawns will promote.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, there's a check. There's a lot of checks, in which case the king would move. I don't know this. I don't see that many possible stalemates.
Yeah, so almost there.
I'm trying to think where the knight will move.
Okay, I think I'll ease you from the pain. It's white is winning. There's nothing to it.
Okay, there's nothing to it. White is winning.
Yeah, I just use reverse psychology,
Okay.
Okay, but I'm not gonna leave you there. There's another twin. We move this pawn to e5, and again, same thing to you.
So would it be the c pawn that did the en passant this time?
Go on. Okay, let's see.
The pawn from c5, and then black's pawn is on d7.
Yeah.
So black's last move was d5.
Uh-huh.
And then there was the same loophole that white took it.
Yeah. But this time around there's a difference.
Oh, yeah, but because they touched it now, they can move it to c6, and it's black who checkmates.
Perfect. This time it's black who checkmates, again because of the touch move rule, and white wins. Okay, yeah, I'll have to get another problem up. And this one's going to be a study, so a normal chess problem. That's
what a question you could add to this one as well?
Yeah,
it's what was white's last move, because you have to move the pawn up from to give a check with the bishop on h1, you would have had to move the pawn from e4 to e5. and it's like it's an odd place for the
Oh yeah,
bishop to
yeah,
give a
yeah.
check from.
Of course, of course.
You can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this bishop couldn't have just pawned there because even if it had to promote, it would be the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna give you a study now so that you can torment a little bit because so far it's just been easy breeze for you.
It's not that easy. I mean I like them, but now I feel like you're really set on tormenting today.
No, this is the last one, I assure you. Study simple white plays and wins.
Okay, there's no how did the bishop get to c8 questions?
Nah, there's nothing, it's just a plain old study.
Okay. I think the bishop just never came out, probably.
Yeah.
White to play and win. Mm-hmm. So if we keep moving our pawns on the king side, then black will keep taking them. And also if we move, let's say, our king right now, then it's actually just stalemate.
Yeah.
So we need to win, and the only first possible move that I see is h3 or h4. I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna play h4 because on passant, who doesn't like that?
Yes.
So g into h3 again, your move.
Okay, so now there's a few options, I guess, but I have to start calculating with g4.
Okay, go on. I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay, g4, f takes g4.
Yeah.
Then f5.
f5.
Actually, they don't have to actually take. They don't have to take us. They have some other options too. But if they don't.
I just want to ask, where are you exactly going with this?
I don't know where I'm going with the pawns for now. I'm actually going to lose this position as white now. So, okay, let's retract the last move of g4.
Retract, okay, nice. Okay, go on.
If I play king h2, it's stalemate. But if I play king h1, does that change anything?
King h1, black plays h2.
Yeah. And then I still have to go for h4 for the g4 idea, but at least now it doesn't give black options. But then what? That's my.
Okay, well let's go for it. Let's see how it goes.
Okay.
g4, f into g4. What's next?
Yeah. So now at least black has some moves. So not every move that I make will be a stalemate. They have at least g3 available. I play f5, pawn takes e6, d7, and then the bishop comes out. So I'm not sure what the goal is right now.
Well, okay, let's see. We know for a fact that this black king is stuck here and it cannot move for eternity.
Right.
And even the light squared bishop can't do anything about that. So we have to free this bishop at some point in the game so that our plans work. But I think it's about the timing of when we do it. Hopefully after we've captured all these pawns, perhaps. Who knows?
Right. Okay. I also know that in the studies, every single piece matters. So there has to be something about the a2 pawn. Because it can't just be standing there for no reason.
Perfect.
Because it's a study.
Yeah, when, if the solver's mind can't work, the study composer's minds always work, A2 pawn, it does move in the solution, I can tell you that.
Yeah, so I wonder what changes if we move it all the way to a6.
Well, the changes happens is that there was a black fortress, you're breaking it, but in the process the black king can move as well. Because, key captures.
Yeah, so. Okay. So the pawn on a2 will maybe be used later. Right now, what I still don't know is what we do after moves like f5, they take, and then how we break through on that side of the board.
Well, the thing is, I think one more thing is this d6 pawn could be pretty useful, right? Like, if you play
Yeah.
e6, d2, this d6 pawn becomes quite a serious contender for a pass pawn and promotion. So maybe we could utilize that somehow.
Okay. So if I play a4 now, then black has to play g3,
Yeah.
and then if I play a5, then that's a stalemate, so I can't do that.
Yeah, g2 followed by h1
Yeah.
queen.
So then if f5, right, yeah, if f5 right away, then takes. I'm always worried that I'm even losing in all of these
Yeah, I
platforms.
mean, these three pawns which are together are looking pretty dangerous. Yes.
Okay, so then an alternative to that, I guess, is taking the h2 pawn.
Go on. King into h2.
Yeah, because then the pawns are not, because then it's at least not 3 pawns, but 2 pawns that the king can hold. So then g3 happens, and we don't want a stalemate, so we play king to g1.
G2.
f5. Pawn takes, so now that buys us at least 2 more moves. And these 2 moves can be used for the a2 pawn. So I think maybe right now a4, f4,
a4, f tip.
Yeah.
Okay, but where are we going with this a pawn?
Well, I guess the only way we're going is a6. Takes.
You're quite daring, but I have a feeling you might be losing this one.
it does look lost because none of my pawns are promoting.
Yeah, I mean the bishop's free, the king's free, and these 2 pawns can, wreak havoc.
Okay.
Let's go back maybe.
So I still haven't figured out where the pawn is going.
Oh, and this pawn.
Yeah, bring this pawn to here. Can I take on g2?
Okay, why not?
Doesn't leave enough moves.
f4.
F4. And I just need to win this position. It doesn't matter how.
No,
right?
It doesn't matter. I mean,
Okay,
cheating
so
is not allowed, of course. Just pops the bishop away.
Okay. yeah, right. So maybe, how about I play a4 right now?
Okay. f3.
Or a3, I don't know, whichever move. And then pawn here, king back to f1. f2. e6. Pawn takes. And now that frees up the bishop, so the bishop will be able to move. So I now want to just take the f2 pawn and hope that this is winning for white.
Okay, bishop d7.
Yeah, bishop d7, and then I thought that, let's say a5, and now the bishop can move. So the bishop is going to go wherever it wants. No, it's white to move, right?
Oh yeah, sorry. So a5.
I mean, this pawn doesn't really matter, so I don't know if we should really hold on to it. But maybe it does. Maybe actually it does. There must be some a6 there.
Maybe.
So then my plan is just to bring the king forward, and hopefully that wins. But there could be something else that's more. So what does black play now?
1 second.
So this is not it then. If you're starting to think this is
No,
not...
it could be. Bishop c6. Maybe I'm, using reverse psychology again. Bishop c6.
So I thought I'll bring the king to, to e3.
Okay, I'll wait.
And then I'll come to d4, e5.
Okay.
Yeah, here. Yeah, that's
Bishop
an issue.
c8.
Or maybe? Yeah, maybe that's an issue because
One more move from the king and this black pawn's promoting.
Right. Right. Although king e7, king e7, e5, g7, bishop takes, king takes, e4, king, let's say c7, e3, a6, pawn takes, b7, king takes, and then b8 queen, and that's mate.
Okay, what can I say? I think you calculated that perfectly, but for me, I might have to play the moves out so that I can figure out what's going on.
Okay, so king forward,
yeah.
e5, d7, they take, king takes, e4, king c7,
King
first,
C7.
I don't know.
Yeah,
and then here, a6, so then they will have to take or else it's mate.
Yeah.
And then b7, king here, and then b8 queen.
Perfect. Solved another one. I thought this was going to be another hard one. And this one is also called Stairway to Heaven, because at the start of the position there was like all of these pawns lined up. But yeah, perfect. You solved it. And with that, I think my last composition is also done. I think the last two were just impromptu, which I just had to give. But perfect. You solved them very much easily and proved your worth as a chess solver, a very high chess solver.
Thank you so much. They were so fun to do. As I said, I don't do these very often, so it's sometimes nice to test your creativity. And kudos to you for finding such unique positions and for for doing these compositions show. That I think is very unique. I don't think I know people who do this, especially at such a young age as you.
Thank you. But I should be thanking you first of all for inspiring and agreeing to this competition. Not competition, just like an interview / solving puzzles, because it's quite hard doing that, and it's pretty. I think it's different for a proper chess player to look at these problems and comprehend, because normally you're always looking forwards and never would you look backwards, like, oh, maybe the last move was something else.
Right.
So yeah, thank you very much for coming, and it was a great pleasure to have you.
Yeah, great pleasure talking with you and solving these.